Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry it's been such a long time, but I thought today, I'd go over the next mode in my modal harmony series. So today I thought I'd talk about the Phrygian mode. The Phrygian mode is the third mode of the major scale. So it consists of the root, I'm in C here, so this is C, the root, the flat second, the flat third, the fourth, the fifth, the flat sixth, the flat seventh, and the root again. So as you can hear, it's a little bit of a dark mode. It's oftentimes associated with like Spanish music or like Latin music, and that's true, but that's not the only thing it's useful for. So for example, lots of heavy metal songs use this mode. Off the top of my head, I think, was it Creeping Death by Metallica uses this mode, and also, what is another one? Was it My Ships Are Burned by Yngwie Malmsteen uses this. I used to love that song when I was in high school. But there's a few other songs that use that. For example, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane also uses this mode. I'm sure lots of Latin songs use this mode. And I think there's probably a few hip-hop songs. I think Justin Timberlake song, which I can't remember the name of, uses it. I'll try to post it on the screen. But as you can see, it's not just, some obscure mode that's only used for Spanish music. You can use it for all types of music. So, with that said, I'll go over some of the chords. Let's go over the characteristic notes. So, the two characteristic notes for Phrygian are the flat second and then the fifth. So, got the devil's interval there, the tritone. And so, these are the two that really define the sound of it. And there actually is a chord that perfectly defines this sound. So if you want this sound just in one chord, you can try this. So that chord is a C sus flat second. So you have the root, the fifth, the flat second, and then the fourth. So this kind of a cool chord. It's a little bit dissonant, but I'm sure you can understand, like, there are some places where you can use this. It's kind of a, like one of those effect chords. You don't want to use it, in every song or in every place, but sometimes throwing it in every once in a while is kind of nice. It's kind of a villainous, gives it a villainous atmosphere. But anyways, let me talk about some other more useful chord progressions. So, if you're not familiar, I'll put below, hopefully, the list of chords for C Phrygian, so you can see, what chords you have available. But here you have C minor, and one that's really good that will go with this to define the sound is the next chord up, which is just a D flat major. So C minor. That perfectly defines the sound right there. So you can do things like this and just... And you can write perfectly good songs using that. Or you can go the other way and do C minor and B flat minor. So... And you can make all sorts of chord progressions using that, or I guess you can't really make them using that. You can just use that for a whole song. And you can even mix those up. So if, what was it? The Justin Timberlake song I'm thinking of, it's something like this, so. So that one is just, I'm just playing C minor, then I'm, doing some kind of rhythmic stuff, and then to D flat major, then to B flat minor, and then back to C minor. So this is really easy, but it sounds cool, and it's not like something you hear every day, but it's kind of, something you can do to mix things up. Another cool thing you can do is, for example, go from C minor to A flat sus, then A major, A flat major. So something like this. So it's just those three chords, but the A flat sus really gives this, it defines the sound of the C Phrygian, because the sus note, the fourth note of A flat, is your D flat. So it helps define the sound, so you know you're playing in that mode. Another cool one is just C minor 7, and then D flat over C. As you can hear, that does the exact same thing, so that D flat major, you can just put a C in the bass, and that gives you kind of a Phrygian chord sound. So that one is a really cool one. I really like that one, actually. It's kind of a slick move, and here, I'll give you really cool, slick tip right in the middle of this lesson that doesn't really have to do with Phrygian. But if you just move those kinds of major chords down, like from here, like... in my opinion, that's a really cool move, and you've heard that probably in lots of different songs, but it defines a few different modalities. So, for example, you have a C minor 7, which could be a Dorian or Aeolian, or I guess Phrygian if you want. You have D over C, which is like a Lydian. D flat over C, which would probably be Phrygian, although it could be Locrian too. And then back to C major. But just the kind of chromatic movement makes it sound cool, so. Anyway, enough about that. Those are some main Phrygian chord progressions, but I know if you're one of those people like, why do I need all this kind of like advanced harmonic stuff? I just want, like some heavy metal stuff. If you look at it with just power chords, the cool thing about Phrygian is you can just use power chords and make some good songs out of it. So, for example, if I do C, start on a C power chord like this. I move it up to D flat, move it up to E flat, and then I can even go down the other way to like C, D, and I can go A flat. So you can do all those chords in there. So. So you can just go around with these different power chords, and the thing that's cool about Phrygian is you can do that, everywhere. That wasn't such a great song, but I think you get the idea. I'm just kind of messing around there. And so there's all sorts of songs you can do like that. Besides, I said Metallica's Creeping Death. I can't remember the name. I think it's Sails of Charion. It's a Scorpion song from the 1970s, and it has Uli John Roth. And I'm not sure if I remember the riff, but it's something like this. So that's kind of a cool one too, a Phrygian mode. I don't know what to say about that. It's mixed between like funk and hard rock. So that's cool in and of itself, even if it wasn't a Phrygian mode. But check that out. I'll try to write the correct name below someplace. And I'll do what I've been showing before, which is some of those 1-4-5 and 1-2-5 voicings. If you don't know about those, check out my other videos, like the Alan Holdsworth Chords Part 2. I explain in more detail there, but I'll just play it here so you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I did that in E, so that kind of gives you an idea of some things you can do with that. There's all sorts of things you can do with that. You can go farther with that, or you can do less. So anyways, that's the Phrygian mode. If you have any more questions, I'm sure there's chord progressions and things I left out, but if you have any questions or you want to know more, send me a message, and until next time, see you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please remember to thumbs it up, check out some of my other videos below, and don't forget, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.